Jim Schwartz, defensive coordinator for the Browns, asked why the D is giving up so many explosive plays this season.
The problem with not being able to eliminate them is that there hasn't been a whole lot of commonality to them. Like this last one was in a deep zone. We've had given up as one-on-ones in man-to-man coverage. We've had a lot of different. If it was one thing, I think you can take steps to replace. We just, we have to concentrate on just doing our job really well, and if you let your guard down, it just proves in this league, if you let your guard down for 1 second, you can give up a 96-yard touchdown pass or a 94-yard touchdown pass, whatever it is. And, when it's all said and done, there may be reasons, but there's no excuses, and we take responsibility for it.
So, Quincy, I guess the question is, what do you think's wrong with the Browns' defense?
I mean, I think it's simple. The Jim Schwartz defense looks pretty good when the defensive line's winning on the line of scrimmage. Jim Schwartz defenses look pretty bad when you're not winning on the line of scrimmage a lot. That's just been the constant of every defense that Jim Schwartz has had that's been successful. If you don't have your defensive line playing at an elite level, then you're going to give up a bunch of busted plays because Jim Schwartz is not strong in that area. So I think it comes down to two things. One, let's be a little bit more simple with our approach to get pressure. I think we've gotten away from the plot. I've seen Myles Garrett go back in coverage and try to cover a tight end in a sim pressure. I'm like, we're getting far away from the plot. There's no element of surprise that is better than Myles Garrett rushing the passer. He's just that good, right? We need to simplify it. I compared this defense in the past to Mike Tyson back in the 90s, right? Was Mike Tyson's boxing matches like where you could tell me, Dave, where was he? Did he have a complicated strategy back in the day? Like, was it this Floyd Mayweather? Like, was it like that? No, it was peekaboo, 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 punch you in the face, right? That is what Mike Tyson specialized in. It was simple but very effective. The Browns have Myles Garrett. They have Denzel Ward. They have really good players. And I think every year they try to get into, we're going to be a little bit more complex. We're going to be a little bit more unpredictable on defense. They go away from their strength, which is we got better personnel than you do, right? So last year they were simple, they were predictable, but they were effective. This year, they're less predictable, they're less simple, they're not as effective because the sacrifice of being less predictable and less simple means that you're not just using your edge rusher to edge rush. You're doing other things with him. Myles isn't in the middle of the line of scrimmage anymore, right? Like all of these things you're going away from because you want to add some complexity and add some element of surprise to this defense. I just got to ask the question, at some point, do we figure out it's just not worth it? These dudes are just better when you just line them straight up and go.
Yeah, and that it may come to that pretty quickly.